as our next series. So guys, oftentimes we do try and cast both semi-finals for the WardiTV weekly events. Today, we will cast both semi-finals if the other semi-final isn't ready to go for like another 15-ish minutes. But if they're going to get ready to start in the next kind of couple of minutes, depending on when the round of 8 match finishes up, then we're just going to let them play because, again, like I really don't feel great. So we might have both semi-finals brought to you. We might just have one of the semi-finals brought to you and then straight into the finals. So we'll figure it out as we go. I'll try and keep you guys updated. Again, just wanted to bring you guys some kind of a stream today because I hate being offline. I hate not streaming multiple days in a row. So I wanted to kind of come back, make up for missing WCS qualifiers yesterday, which always sucks, of course. We'll be bringing you guys the WCS EU Challenger playoffs tomorrow. That's going to be hopefully pretty fun. Hopefully I'm feeling a bit better for it as well. And hopefully we can have a fun Friday evening together, chilling, and all the rest. As we kick this off, though, we should introduce some players. Top left-hand side of the map with the hatch gas pool. No 12 pool this time around. It's our blue Zerg player. It is Nerchio. And to the bottom right, our red Protoss player. Give it up if you're cheering on Super. Alright, so he saw the GSL this morning. GSL Super Tournament. If you guys didn't know it was on, then I pity you guys, honestly, because there were some awesome games taking place today. I won't lie, I sort of slept through a couple of the series because I woke up and then I felt like crap and I went back to sleep. But yeah, there was some really awesome games in the GSL Super Tournament. Definitely worth going to check out. A good mixture of results as well. A good mixture of results. Tomorrow's games are maybe I feel as though the bottom side of the bracket, the second half of the round of 16, isn't quite as stacked as the first half. There's still going to be some pretty sick games. Tomorrow, Live plays Innovation, Dia plays Hush, Solar plays Bunny, and Maru plays... Okay, it's actually pretty stacked. I think it's like the Dia, Hush, and Solar Bunny, for whatever reason, to me, they don't quite feel as like stacked as like Hero versus TY. But Maru C is pretty sick. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So yeah, that's all going to be coming up tomorrow on the GSL Super Tournament. Make sure you tune into that, guys. It was actually kind of sad. Today they had like 7,000 viewers or something. It's like, really? For the GSL Super Tournament, it's like insane. It's like a big tournament, you know? Like, they have like a $10,000 first place prize. You guys should check it out, definitely, if you get the chance to tomorrow. Be worthwhile as we set up into game number 1 of this best of 3. We're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Nothing too exciting initially. Just the Resonating Glaive opening. And actually a Zerglin from Nerchio does sneak into the main. Didn't see the Twilight Council, unfortunately. It was very close to seeing it. Didn't quite manage to. See, there's a Adept coming through. Just pick up one drone kill, and that should be all. And just get out of there alive. So actually, a nice little start from Super. Not getting scouted by the Zerglin and picking up a drone kill with his Adept. Getting a full scout of the main, and now escaping with his life. It's actually been a pretty great day for Super so far. On that, in the first 3.5 minutes or so. Let's see if you're just going to storm forwards and actually are going to start working their way through that Adept. And they do pick up the kill, so nice little pick up there as we see the Zerg going to jump up in towards the main base and keep on having a little bit of a scout around. There's going to be seeing this Stalker real clean on up now, but he does see the Twilight Council, so Nerchio gets that scout which he was looking for previously. And I mean, he doesn't have to start up Spore Crawlers, I guess, more or less. You can see that it's Resonating Glaives. See there's no Robo or anything, or Dark Shrine. Just going to see the Nexus on the way down here. Going to be about halfway down. A couple of gates will come in as well. It's just super standard fast free Nexus play off the back of a Resonating Glaives upgrade. And the Adepts keeping this third Nexus very safe. Will apply pressure with the Adepts as well. That said though, the Ling Bane sort of setup from Nerchio should be ready to go pretty quickly to set up into that. Again, guys, we do still just have a few more coupon codes available on the Match Arena page, about 5 or 6. So if you can head on over to the Match Arena and use that WTVW6 code, it's greatly appreciated and does go a long way. So thank you if you are able to get that done. Of course, if you want to support the players, you are very welcome to add some money of your own wallet to the prize pool as well through the Match Arena page. As you see a few Banes just coming up towards the natural expansion. +1 melee is starting as well here. And the Robo facility building up here from Super 2. So Robo about to finish the Forge is on the natural. Very, very standard follow-up so far. Really nothing too crazy at all in this. And you just see the Nexus being chrono boosted We see the +1 attack upgrade coming in here from Super. We see the Warp Prism on the way out too, actually. So you will look to be a little bit aggressive in the next few moments. Look to be a little bit aggressive as we're going to be seeing. I mean, extra gates actually. There's going to be a lot of gates then, right? It's going to be like 6, 7, 8 gates. Wow, okay, so he is just going to go for a big all-in with this Warp Prism. So Super looking to play aggressively here. As we set it up and get ready to go, we're going to see one link coming down the right-hand side, the other link just sat out the front, and one link down the far left as well. So all of these Zerglings splitting up and going in some different directions as you're going to see the Mothership Core here to try and help pick away. And that Zergling. Zergling does go down a few sentries from Super as well. I mean, the number of sentries is obviously going to be important because that will be a big part of this aggressive attack. If he is going to get aggressive, now that I look at it, I mean, he's just adding on an Immortal. I mean, so many more sentries, but he has to be aggressive at some point. I guess the real question is just when. Already, Warp Prism across the map will sort of do some harassment and start trying to slow Nerchio down. Maybe Super doesn't attack. Maybe he's just setting up into his free base production. Maybe it's just a bit of a bad read by me, but I just can't really feel. I mean, there's 10 sentries on the map. Surely this isn't just going to be passive play. And there we go. He's going to start moving across here, and he will start to warp in aggressively too. Okay. I mean, I guess usually you go Immortals, then the Prism a little bit later on, so you can move across the map with the first Immortal a bit faster. Either way, you send up into this now. Some Zergling's going to get found by these Adepts, and Nerchio's about to finish up a Hydra Den, but he's not really going to have the gas to build any Hydras. He's got a good amount of Roachling Bane, though, so if Ravagers too, he's going to have the chance to pop the Force Fields, which is something that Super really wants to use in his own favor. So, see how this goes. One Adept shades up into the main, 2 into the back of the Natural. The rest of the units just going to stay on this low grounders. And here we go. First Force Fields coming down. A couple of Banes sneak through, but they don't do too much just yet. And we're going to be seeing more Lings and Roaches on the way. Coming to the right-hand side to pick off that Adept as well. And here we go. Super coming around the left now. Going to start hitting this fourth base. Adepts do not commit to their shade over towards the Natural. And well, the Force Fields here, surely you can pick this fourth base off, I think. We're going to start backing away. Corrosive Bowels will actually hit a lot of the sentries. And that does change up quite a lot. I mean, there's still Force Fields available, but nowhere near as many as there was just a few moments ago. Fourth hatchery goes down. They're still pushing forwards here. I mean, Nerchio feels that he's got plenty. Those Corrosive Vials were huge, and now the Immortal going down as well. More Roaches about to pop out. Adepts are stuck in the back, not really joining the fight as they should be. And they're going to shade to kind of threaten Nerchio to kind of pull back and to pull away. And he will start to make that happen. Corrosive Vials down his own Roach there as he tries to aim for the Warp Prism. These drones pulling away from the Natural, and again, these Roaches looking around to see what else they can get done. As you see the Adepts shading up to the high ground and continue to fight away here. Going to see Adepts continue to drop. A couple of Roaches and the Ravager working their way through whatever is possible up here, and more of these drones going down. And a couple of those Adepts going to pull back down to the low ground as well. In the end, Nerchio cleans everything up, and the supply lead he takes is pretty huge. In fact, it's a gigantic supply lead, and Nerchio will just have an instant kind of counterattack available to him. Having killed all the sentries, that's going to force Super to spend a lot of his gas rebuilding those rather than teching up further. And while Nerchio pushing across the map has a Hydra speed upgrade coming down now as well. He's already gone into +1 melee and +1 missiles. Now throws down that Bane Nest. Again, if you're going to play some Roach base play into Hydras, the missile attack becomes very useful. Yeah, Hydras in general, +1 missiles is more useful. I mean, if the Roach Ravager, you're oftentimes relying on the Corrosive Bars more so from those units than anything else, so that's why the melee just tend to dominate. Nerchio sees that army there, drops a couple bars, pushes it away. I mean, it does sort of mean that he's out of position towards the third base though, right? So Nerchio could attack into this. He's actually building a second Bane Nest. He's already got a Bane Nest. I was going to say, he did have Banes initially, right? So yeah, kind of weird that he's building another Bane Nest right here. Maybe a bit of a mistake. You just see the couple of panzers that have been overcharged already getting taken down. Oh, those Corrosive Bowels are right in the center of the army. And Nerchio forces Super to kind of push in towards himself. Not pretty so far. He's going to be seeing those Corrosive Bowels coming down. Once again, another Zert or two going down. There's Immortal will drop. GG is called. Nerchio picks up game 1. This is the bottom left-hand side of the map. Our red Zerg is going to be from Euronix Gaming. Up one game in the best of 3. It's Nerchio. He's playing against the blue Protoss player to the upper right-hand side, Super. As he set up into game 2 of this series, Nerchio is ZvP. It's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it? It's like he seems to keep being in not brilliant positions, but creating awesome fights for himself. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess the last game was. He wasn't in a bad position. In fact, he seemed to have exactly what he needed. to kind of push through that army. But again, I mean, imagine Super had split away from that first set of biles that landed on the sentries. Well, that already could have changed so much, and those sort of little changes can go a long way and towards the outcome of the game, obviously. So kind of interesting as we just see the couple of overlords moving towards the other right hand side of the map. I mean, really nothing exciting with the hatch gas pool versus Nexus first here on Proximus, so nothing too crazy at all in the early stages to get us rolling. You can see this pro from Super going to be coming across the map to get some scouting of his own done. Just continue to set up into this. Just as we kind of get going, guys, again, if you do enjoy the stream and enjoying the tournament, do consider supporting through donating, subscribing, or cheering in the chat. We do have monthly replay packs going out to subs. If you want to get your hands on the March replay pack, very happy to send out to anyone who does subscribe in the next couple of days before we get too far into April. But obviously as well, the most exciting thing is that subscribing, we're about to get new sub emotes. Woo! You guys excited for new sub emotes? I'm excited for new sub emotes. You guys have no idea how excited I am for new sub emotes. It's going to be amazing. I've wanted new sub emotes for so long, and I've been kind of a combination of lazy / not able to afford them. Now that I can get that, I'm so excited, man. They're going to be so good as well. We've got such good ideas. I've already seen a few of them finished. They look really awesome, so really hoping that you guys are going to be quite excited about that as well. Yeah, they're really cool. They're really cool. I'm really happy with them so far. Gonna get the last couple made tonight, basically, and like I say, they should be up maybe even tomorrow on the stream. Maybe in time for WCS EU Challenger. Could be pretty sick. New Twitch emotes, man. So exciting. Anyways, we see Twilight Council starting up here from Super. We've just been following this probe around. A little bit of a lazy observing day from me. He's going to go into the Robo this time, which means that we're not going to be seeing that Resonating Glaives opening. We are instead going to be seeing the Archon drop opening. So at least that's what this is very indicative of. And there's a couple of a couple of times now and then we do see sometimes players just playing this and just going Glaives and a Prism. But the timing of it really does suggest the Dark Shrine to come down and all the rest. Now look at this Overlord scouting on through here from Nerchio already. Does come through far enough to see the Twilight and the Robo. So he's already picked up some good info here. I mean, that doesn't necessarily turn Super away from wanting to go Dark Shrine, because an Archon drop is one of those builds where you can just get a lot of damage done very quickly no matter what, you know? So that's what we're sort of seeing here. The Dark Shrine dropping down the main base. See a Stalker here pushing an Overlord away from the natural as well. And just continue to set up into this as the extra gateways come on down. So it's going to be the 4 gates. I mean, sometimes nowadays you see the openings which are like 2 gates instead of the 4 gates. And that just allows you to kind of take the third Nexus a bit faster, but that's not going to be the case here from Super. Now I wonder, Super is a very aggressive player. I wonder if he wants to play a 2-based variant of this where he doesn't ever take the third Nexus, but instead just continues to push on through and continues to see what else he can get up to. I suppose we'll see very shortly here as we do see that Prism going to pop on out and starting to head down to the bottom left-hand side of the map. And just while that's happening, let's have a shout out for Haley, who just hit that subscribe button. Can you get some love in the chat, please, for a brand new fresh sub? Thank you very much. Do appreciate some love in the chat for a brand new sub. Thank you very much. Let me know if you want the replay pack. Let me know in the break, and I'll get you the link sent over if you do want the March replay pack. With that said, the Prism is again ready to go. Obviously, we'll just warp in the DTs over here to morph into Archons. So just going to be setting up in towards that. There we go. 3 DTs, 4 DTs warping on in. Super again is set up and ready to go. The 2 Archons begin to morph. Perfect stuff. And it's going to be seeing the Spore Crawler coming down in the back of this mineral line. We're going to see a few extra drones on the way out. The Roach speed coming down as well. We'll set up into all of this as Super going to jump in towards the main. And well, here we go. A couple of Archons will drop. And we're going to be seeing some good damage done already. Queen going down. Nerchio, I mean, you can't be too surprised by this. And I think his opening is actually pretty good against it too. He's got the left, the Overseer in case the DTs do try and attack. He's got the Roaches as well. He just wasn't in the perfect position right from the get-go. He actually cancels the Spire after being scoured here and just goes immediately into a Hydra Den as well, or instead. Now we do in the meantime see Super does drop the third Nexus. We talked about maybe Super looking to be playing a 2-base variant. It's actually something that was very popular in the first season of the WardiTV Weekly and like the first few events that we did of this tournament series. And we saw a lot of kind of, I mean, Zest was a big player of it, kind of playing these very aggressive 2-base all-in follow-ups where you just go up to 8 gates, maybe you have a Glaives upgrade or a Blink upgrade, and you just keep on attacking with kind of, you know, the 2 Archons that you already have, and you just have a whole spam of units, so something we don't see as much of. And what we do see from Super is actually the double Archon drops. Obviously, if you can be effective with this, it's going to be very frustrating for the Zerg player to deal with. And so far, though, Nerchio well positioned, pushing the Warp Prism back in the main base, pushing the Prism back in the third. So far, so good, as extra gates do come on up, and Mortal Production is beginning the charge upgrade coming through as well. And we just set on up into this. Sentry on the way out too. And the +1 missile attack from Nerchio also coming up over on the natural expansion. Gonna bring all the Archons together right now at the front and just gonna start working his way through a little bit of creep here. And these prisms just gonna come together over to the left hand side, so they're just going to move together over to the left now as we see Hydras continuing to be produced. So a lot more Hydras on the way up at the moment. You can see the Queens once again targeting down one of these prisms, getting it low. Not quite getting the kill though, but man, is that prism very, very low. In a very precarious kind of situation now. Going to have to be a little bit careful about that. Have to be very, very careful about that actually. Does not want to lose it. Let's see the... I'm going to be seeing these two prisms just pulling back up to the top side. You're just coming through the center from Super and... Ooh, Nerchio, why are you drones over here, buddy? They're trying to go towards the gold? I mean, they weren't even pathing towards the gold, though, which is a little bit weird as Super getting ready to fight, and how ready for this is Nerchio? Well, Ravager's on the way in the meantime, he's got a Prism in the main to deal with. However, Hydra's on top of this. Ah, that's nice. Getting rid of Prism already means that he can focus so much more on the front. And that's already a little bit of a mistake from Super to lose that so quickly as... Here we go. I mean, a lot of Hydras, and if you can get rid of the Archons quickly, these Hydras should shred through the rest of it. The Force Fields, I feel, are actually helping the Zerg player more than the Protoss, because it feels as though he's stopping kind of Zealots and so on from charging forwards, but Super apparently just has a little bit too much. He's just going to push right on into this, and Nerchio does not really have an answer. More and more units dropping on down, and that, my friends, is going to be GG in game number 2. And we are going to go to the third game between Super and Nerchio. Nerchio just no way you can kind of stabilize against this. It's kind of weird because I feel as though Nerchio didn't really make any mistakes. He just sort of died right here, and he wasn't really over-droned or anything. Maybe Super just doing a bit more damage than I realized with these Archons throughout the game so far. As I was just going to be seeing those Brutalians popping out, and that's going to be about it, I think. Some Roaches and Rabbits going to keep on pushing forward. We're going to see an Immortal going down, and that's really about it. I think at this point we're going to be seeing some more units going in towards the natural expansion. Yeah, that's pretty much just game gonna be over. Oh my god. Cross. Attacked down by Nerchio. We have to the bottom right hand side of the map our red Zerg player. It is Urax Gaming's Nerchio, and he has opened with the 12th pool here. How unlucky can this guy get though? 3 attempts at a 12th pool, and every single time the Protoss player he plays against plays a double gate opening. And now it's even a different Protoss. I don't believe it. Top left it is a blue Protoss player. Super. As I just can't believe she's gone for a 2-gate opening against the 12th pool. I mean, how unlucky can you be? I mean, Nerchio obviously keeps on doing this, but like, the fact that Super didn't do this in the previous games and now he does, it's like, it's insane how crazy that is. 2 Adepts on the way out, as you see the Lings will just sort of work their way through the natural expansion. Nerchio will just have to start droning up back at home to try and make the most of this. And focus on Nexus down, wants to make sure he gets this at least. Forces the cancel, and hopefully he can pick up the pylon as well. I mean, Nerchio did play this out in game 2 against Billowy. It was this situation where he cancels the Nexus, kills the pylon. But in general, it felt as though Nerchio was a bit behind from that point. It felt as though, you know, Billowy had had the chance to kind of do what he wanted. I wonder how it's going to look this time around, as we do see the pylon obviously going down, the Nexus having been cancelled, and a flying in front of my face that I try and swat, but unfortunately fail. The Adept's actually going to move out the front, and that means they're going to be out of position as the Lings once again coming on in. This Nexus this time may very well go down. I don't think he's going to be able to kill these Lings fast enough. Another cancel, that's awesome. I mean, the more cancels you get here, the more that hatchery is slowed down, the Nexus is slowed down. That said, obviously now the Zerglings are maybe going to get kind of picked off, although only one of the 4 remaining ones will, because of the nice little split from Nerchio going in all sorts of directions. And I'm going to keep on trying to run away from those Adepts. But move on forwards and get ready to attack. Nerchio bringing his Queens to the front of the position to get something done. He's actually going to come forwards again. He'll just target the pylon this time. I mean, killing the Nexus with 3 Zerglings is very unrealistic, I think. And even the pylon is maybe a little bit of a stretch as he tries to micro away. And he will once again be chased down. He'll turn and fight as Two Adepts go up into the main base. A couple of Zerglings lie waiting for these Adepts, but no Queens in the main, which means these Adepts are slowly just getting rid of those Zerglings. Although he will get rid of one. Bad target fire and actually buys Super, as he lets the Zerglings kind of take one hit at a time rather than just shooting them down one by one. I just can't believe that time and time again this is just like a blind counter to this 12th pool. Like, it's kind of crazy, right? It's not just me, it's kind of crazy, right? Like, it's kind of ridiculous how many times this has happened. As we do just see the Adepts just going to set on up over towards the left-hand watchtower. Going to see the Glaives is coming on down here as well from Super. Two gates at the front as well. So, just setting this up, getting this ready to go. You see a few Queens just set up on the high ground. We'll start to push away these Adepts. And the Adepts actually going to shade all the way up in towards the main base here. So, TDS will move on forwards and let's see what they can do. One Zergling going down, a second Zergling not quite going down just yet. There we go, second Zergling goes down now. Third Zergling and a fourth, and a fourth, and a fourth. There we go. And now the Adepts shade back down to the low ground. I mean, Nerchio again, he was behind because of the 12th pool, not really doing enough, and now he's just going to keep on taking damage. He isn't able to drone properly because he's dealing with these Adepts. And again, it's only two Adepts, you know, it's like, you know, I think one Adept died, right? So it's just so much damage with these couple of Adepts just to make up for the start. And we're now talking about 3 Adepts traded for 5 drones and 18 Zerglings. Crazy stuff. And of course, Nerchio being kept away from a third hatchery as well. We'll move on over to start putting that into position right now. But Glaives is about to finish, and I mean, Adepts coming across the map still. Roach roaring about to finish up here. Lair coming through as well, and it feels as though Super just has a bit. I mean, these Adepts, there's no answer to them. You know, some Zerglings are building. There's a lot of Queens. I'll give him that. There's a lot of Queens. Is that what he needs to defend this, though? Like, is a lot of Queens the answer to 6 Glaved Adepts? Well, for now it seems to be. He's actually just going to move up towards the third hatchery and play this out safely. He's taking this third Nexus behind this. Just going to start working his way against this. I mean, I guess if the Queens are their own defense at the moment, there's no real secure way to defend against this. We're going to see more Adepts to the right-hand side. Looks as though Super wants to gather all of these together, and well, now we're talking about 10 Adepts. A few things go across the map. He can warp in to deal with that. I don't feel as though he should be running home. Maybe he just feels as though Nerchio's had time to build up kind of a better set of units, and so that's why he's going to be running home with those Adepts, because he feels as though he can't actually do any damage anymore, which I don't think is the case. I feel as though those Adepts can shade through quite easily and pick up some good damage here. As you see, a couple of Zerglings are going to start being picked away at. All these Zerglings are going to start being picked away at, so they keep on dropping here. One more behind the mineral line does go down in the end. Forge about to finish up. Robot facility is about halfway done from Super as well. More Adepts down the left-hand side, and we've seen a few of these sentries and Adepts join up as well. Super wanted to still be aggressive. He's actually going to send the sentries back. No Prism, right? Yeah, no World Prism, no Robot finish yet, I guess. It's interesting, though. I mean, he's going to start moving in once again. You're going to see a few more drones going down. I mean, only a couple, but the Adepts are shading Forge probably won't commit to that many Roaches. Sends one Adept forwards just to kind of see what's going on, I guess. I mean, this third hatchery is low on health anyways, so I'll be a little bit careful. Some Adepts will shade in towards the natural once again. The other Adept's going to shade backwards here, and just going to be going all over the place to make the most of it. That third hatch is so low, and if Nerchio loses this just to Adept harassment, well, that's pretty much going to be just GG's for this game, I think, because Adepts you just jump up in towards the main, and Slankfall and a couple of Queens continue to work their way through those Adepts, so Adepts continue to take damage. Drones will pull down in towards the low ground here, and I mean, where's this? Adepts in the natural doing damage as well. 9 workers killed. Super just continues to keep his lead in this game, looking very, very good. As we do sit in this third game of this best of 3. This is the semi-finals, guys, and just to let you know, we will be casting both semi-finals. Second semi-final got ready to go, kind of as we finished game 1 of this series. We decided to let it hold. We'll power through it and cast both semis, and then into the finals afterwards. Now, the finals will be best of 5, but the semis are best of 3. Let's see a bit of discussion about that in the chat. Let's answer your questions a little bit. Never I'm all about a pop. I mean, with this many sentries, plus 1 about to finish, I mean, Blink on the way. I was going to say, I mean, it looks as though he's getting ready for an attack, you know. He feels as though he could attack. And obviously Super feels the same, starting up the Warp Prism. I mean, Nerchio again, his kind of opening still showing here, as we see Ling is still without Zerglin speed. His upgrades are very late, even if he's going double Evil Chamber to kind of catch up in some ways. His third hatch is still super low, super vulnerable. Don't think it's going to go down unless the army goes down, but I mean, you still never know. Even if the game goes on a bit, it means that third hatchery is so vulnerable to just one warp in. Just a, a few zealots charge onto it, boom, it's dead. Setting up, then you see just Nerchio gonna clean out the changes on the watchtower. Sorry, super clean out Nerchio's changes on the watchtower and continue to push down the left-hand side. This hatchery on the 4th is going to be worked away against by these adept stalkers and sentries. It's going to go down. It's a cancel at least. But I mean, no 4th, and now Nerchio trying to get the bayonets ready to go. I mean, so far today, corrosive bars have been his savior in multiple situations. Will that be the case once again? I don't know, man. Like, I feel of all the games that Nerchio's been behind in so far today, this one really feels like one of the furthest behind he's been. Just because of how much continued damage he's taken off of the failed kind of 12 core. Stalker's warping in at the back of this, and I mean, Blink now finished up as well. Few more corrosive bars. These rocks go down, opening up the area though. Obviously makes it much easier for Super to push on through. He's going to keep on fighting down to the south side. Corrosive bars landing on the mortals and sentries though. And that is the sort of start of this as we want to see it if we're kind of cheering on Nerchio. And drones pulling in as well. I mean, workers are being lost, but roaches and ravagers are making their way through these force fields. And Nerchio is going to keep on pushing forwards. Another mortal going down, more depth warping in. Feels as though Super doesn't have enough to hold on anymore. This is absolutely crazy, Nerchio. How? I mean, I guess the initial buyouts are pretty good. I didn't think it was enough to just allow him to push through like that, though, because, again, this wasn't a pretty situation for him. He was playing from a deficit. His now 2 queens will start to work their way through that prison, push it away to the left side. Don't let it go in towards the mineral line as easily as he wants it to. More and more drones on the way up. Nerchio just rebuilding after that. We're going to see him find a couple of stalkers in the middle of the map. He gets 2 before the blink away. Another nice little pick off there as an overseer. We'll see the 4th base as Super starting to build, and well, now the game really feels as though it evens out a little bit, Work counts are pretty even. Nerchio had an army supply lead, which you would kind of feel as though is pretty standard or common for kind of a Roach Ravager player against the Protoss. Do you feel the game is evened out a little bit? We're going to see a few more Zerglings just on the way up. We're going to see the charge upgrade coming in from Super as well, and +2 attack is also over halfway done. So, I mean, Super has more coming into the game for himself. He's got a couple more mortals built, and I do wonder if Nerchio is going to really be able to push through a 4th base. It's going to be difficult, and especially because it's a Roach-based army. He doesn't have many Lings to support. He doesn't have many Banes to support either. And you'll see a Stalker and a Zealot that do get caught out just in the middle of the map. Some prison play, try and move on through. We'll actually just leave this on top of the army to keep track of it. And in fact, there's a little bit of an observer right there, just giving him an idea of where this attack is going to come from. And a few Stalkers blinking to the side already. Corrosive Bars coming down. Nerchio going to push through this position. I mean, this is an important fight for him. A couple of force fields coming in. Nerchio has to start popping those with the biles, and he does start to do that. Mortals continue to take damage as well. Their barrier's being popped. There's Nerchio. Oh, blink forwards by Super. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because it feels as though the blink forwards is very risky. Prism in the back is going to get biled down now. There's no way it gets out of position in time. Oh, well, actually, there's not enough corrosive bars on it. As Nerchio is indeed going to break his way through the 4th base. Some Stalkers continue to pull away. Now that War Prism gets taken down, a couple more Ravagers morphing. Ling is looking to reinforce this position as well. And Mortal gets his barrier popped. We now see Probes pulling in to help defend against this. Nerchio is making this happen as the 4th base is under heavy fire. And in fact, the 4th base may just fall because there really doesn't seem as though there's that many units to help out against it. There's a recall from the Mothership core. Nerchio is not going to waste any time. He already grabbed some Zealots and a Stalker trying to come in and reinforce. He will finish off the 4th, but I imagine he's going to continue pushing up towards the upper right. Unless he just feels as though it's time for him to keep on teching up, but it feels as though he's traded so well that it's time to use his momentum and to use his army supply lead. And then you've seen a couple more Ravagers finishing morphing in, and Stalkers will continue to drop. And you see, well, I mean, a few force fields available, but he doesn't actually drop them on the ramp properly, I would say. Corrosive Bars get rid of the pylon, and Immortal in the front already being damaged heavily, and Super just has absolutely nothing else. Wow, that's going to be pretty much GG. I mean, the Robo's unpowered, another overcharge on a pylon in the back. That's not going to really do anything. 20 army supply, not even 20 army supply up against the 122 of Nerchio. GDTs warp in actually, and hey, the DTs for now will push this back. DTs across the map as well, killing the 3rd hatchery. Transfusers are not here. Well, they are here, and oh my god, he just gets the transfuse on this hatch in time. Hatchery will continue to be transfused. Nerchio, pay attention. Oh, he loses the hatchery where he probably shouldn't have. And we'll clean up these DTs. The DTs is what pushing the main army back as well. And it will buy some time here for our Protoss player, but will it buy him enough time? I don't really think it should. Spine in a Spore, 2 Spines in a Spore coming up here from Nerchio on the right hand side as well. Just wants to make sure he's safe from future attacks like that, as we're going to have seen him replacing the hatchery on the 3rd base too. And that's a bit of a kick in the teeth, but obviously he still just has so much army to push with. And he's not going to be pushed away by TTs again, because now he's got multiple overseers overhead and ready to go. So that's a little bit annoying, kind of losing the third. And yes, it was annoying that he couldn't just push through to victory there, but he's still done a lot. I mean, the Robo is dead. I mean, you've seen DTs warping in just because they want to become Argos. How's this Nexus back up? He must have started rebuilding this Nexus so quickly. It's kind of insane. I was going to be seeing this Nexus will go down. You're going to see some units spreading out over this south side as well. And I mean, again, overall in the fight, how is Superman to take this? I mean, I just don't know if he is. Probes going down that we're trying to mine off of this, again, very quickly rebuild 4th base. And that's just going to be GG. Nerchio has way too much. And